Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM22. It's Youth Factory and episode 78. We've pushed forward a little bit, maybe a month and a half in this season. And it's been a good stretch for us. We've had 4 wins and 2 losses with a couple cup matches in there. So 2-2 in the league. But that's 6 points out of the last 4 played. Now we have another cup match. It's the 6th round of the cup now. And probably going to be, well, the end point for us, as this round is against Vålerenga. Yes, we're at home, but Vålerenga is really good. In fact, they just beat us a few days ago, 3-0. But here's the thing about that game. It was 3-0, but it was on the road. So there's one. In front of a crowd of 20,000 fans, and we only showed up with 1,000 of those, so it was 19-1 in terms of fan support. We had a missed penalty, and it was only 1-0 until the final 5 minutes of the match. Doesn't show it here, but XG wise, they had a goal and a half. That includes the 2 that they scored at the end. So XG wise, they really only had probably 1 goal until that final few moments. And we had a missed penalty. Moen was hurt in the middle of that game, but was having a good game. You can see Olam had a rough game. Murbach and Jonas Gay had rough games. Bergam, of course, his rating dropped significantly. It was not a good showing for us. And Vålerenga is absolutely a tough team. They're top of the league. They are good, but we weren't that far out of that match. Now we're at home. It's the cup. Maybe they take it less seriously, and that gives us a chance. But here's the problem. It's only been a few days since Simon Moen got hurt. He's got that pulled groin. He'll be back fairly soon, but he's doubtful. Also, Mats Holth, one of our key players, even though he hasn't been with the senior team for terribly long. It's been less than a year since we brought him up into the senior team. But he's away on international duty with the Norway under-19s for U19 World Cup or something along those lines. So he's out for a period of time. They do have a couple guys out themselves, so maybe that's something. But I have half a dozen players that are just returning from injury and are partially fit or mostly fit. We'll see what we can put together in this one. My expectations are fairly low. We do have a match coming up in just a few days, so I don't necessarily want to, push our luck. Part of me is tempted to just say, hey, 6th round. We were looking for 4th. We're already 2 rounds beyond that. This is all that's left. This is, round of 16. It's going to be down to 8 teams here in a moment. We've made it pretty dang deep into this tournament, but now here we are with, the top team as our opponent in this round. And while I think realistically playing in the top flight, which has 16 teams remaining in the 6th round of the tournament, that should be our expectation. So the board to have us minimum 4th round is undervaluing where we're at, what we've accomplished. But at the same time, can we hope to beat half the teams based on our league position of 8th right now? Sure. You could hope to beat the bottom half of the teams and maybe get 1 round further, make it to the 7th round, but you can't help the draw. The draw is what it is. You're going to come up against the opponents when you come up against the opponents. And if we have the top team, right now though, things are going good. +5 in terms of points to matches played. Pretty much dead even, 5 wins, 5 losses, and then that 1 draw. Next opponent is Sarpsborg, so that could be a big opportunity if we can come away with even just a point in that one. Huge crowd for this one as we get started. Everybody's pretty excited about our 6th round matchup here in the Cup. I know we've only made it roughly this far once prior. I don't remember what round we ended up going out in. It might have been the 6th. Big chance there, but we get the block in and get just enough on that ball to push it out for the throw-in instead of the corner kick, but they've already had 2 shot attempts here, 3 shot attempts in the first 10 minutes, and another throw-in. We get 2 clearances, but can't actually get it out. Big chance for them on that one, and then we get a 3rd clearance. Nielsen in for Holth today, and Zach Wolf, or Zal Wolf, in for Moen. Otherwise, we are able to get our usual lineup in place otherwise. One of our guys from the lineup when we played last time as well, so there are some changes today. Jonas Gay out the box, not looking too great in terms of his attitude at the moment. Big through ball, and that's onside, and fortunately he misses near post. Holmdale picks up a yellow. Foss has a yellow. Big sweeping ball in. That was such a beautiful kick. Luckily they weren't able to do anything with that one. We would have been offside if that one got to us. Holmdale was still coming back from an offside position. Again, Agostini beats us for speed. We have a much better pace in our defense than we used to, but they still... goalkeeper with the assist. Those are rough. Agostini comes from the defensive midline, beats Janssen, beats Olim, Nilsson, and Foss on his way to that ball. Oh, that just hurts your heart to get beat that bad for pace. Thought Bergam would have made a run, but instead he stays put, and nothing doing so far, but we still have possession till Modeste loses that one. Again, Agostini. There's nothing we can do here. This guy is absolutely just crushing us for pace. Do we go low block and pull everybody back? That just doesn't seem like a ticket for... Bergam through for Modeste. Modeste needed to cut the score in half there. Easy chance. Easily beats the keeper. And hits it up in the corner. Alright, folks. Well, our cup exit is now imminent. I'll go ahead and move forward into our next action. And the closest we've ever been to a sellout, that game brought in 5,775 out of a 6,000 seat stadium. So we nearly got there, just 225 off of a total sellout. 140,000 in gate receipts. That's a huge plus for the club. Now, of course, Vålerenga is going to claim a decent chunk of that, as it's a cup tie and you split the gate. Holth, the tournament he was at was the UEFA U19 Championship, and he's actually made the best 11. And it would appear that we have our 2 championship contenders, you would think, based on this, but we'll take a look at the championship and really see what's happened here. And sure enough, Spain and Norway were the 2 finalists, with Spain claiming the under-19 championship, but Norway coming awfully close, making it all the way to the final. It was held in Madrid, so Spain, the host, easy choice to come through on that one. Difficult month in terms of schedule. We got 1 win out of 4 matches played. 3 points for 4 matches. I mean, it's not quite the ratio we want to maintain, at least 1 point per, but we still have a 4-match cushion on where we're at, and you could see a very healthy gap. There's teams with 18 points to 21 occupying the mid-range, and we're right in the middle of that. But then it does drop off to the bottom 4. So at least for the moment, for the time being, our position looks good, looks firm. Only a -2 on the goal differential. Things are bad. We still have some difficult games coming ahead of us, but these bottom 4 teams, we're going to be playing all of them again here in the future, as we are now at the halfway point of the season. 15 matches played in a 16-team league. 5 straight losses is a terrible showing for the team. I mean, let's be real. That's not good. That cushion that we had in terms of points just disintegrated in, a month. But here's the thing. You could say 4 out of 5 were close losses. the last one against Viking, we actually outplayed them. We were the better team. We had better XG, we had more shots, we had more possession. We did more than Viking did in that game, but they were able to step up and convert a penalty to get the game's only goal. But let's also be real for a second. 3 out of 5 were on the road. Both home games were very close losses. And 4 out of the 5 opponents are in the top 5, 6 in the standings. So we played, 4 of the 6 best teams. And then Mold, who was, an unfortunate loss, 2-1. In another game in which the team did better than they got credit for. Now, in this case, it was a consolation goal from Homedale that pulled it back. But again, if not for a penalty, you're probably looking at a 1-1 result, at least a point. So yeah, bad stretch. But here's the thing. And we'll check the standings in a moment to see how bad it is. But next up, Sondale, Strømsgodset, HamKam, Lillestrøm coming up, Tromsø, Haugesund. The majority of the games over the next 2.5 months are against the bottom end of the table teams, where on this bad run of form that we have, it was all the best teams. Now, the only unfortunate part is we're going to have to play quite a few of those. Again, we're only 2 games into the second half of the season, and we got 2 of the hardest teams out of the way. You still got to play virtually everybody at least once. But here's the thing. The other thing, as we're now looking at those standings. 19 points from 17. We're still, even after 5 straight losses, we're still better than that 1 point per match that we were expecting to need. And we're still just a win away from 8th. We're still just, a couple wins away from, 6th or 7th. And we are just about 2 wins ahead of the next team below us in the standings. There's a clear bottom 4, and we are the back edge of a very crowded mid-table. And other than Rosenborg, who's pulled away a bit, and Vålerenga and Brann, who have maybe pulled away a bit, you're looking at 19 to 31 points. A 12-point spread. 4 wins. There's only 4 wins in it from 4th down to 12th. So it is a pretty compact table until the bottom, where there's only, 1 win separating draws really, as they all have 3 wins. But points-wise, there's only 1 win separating the bottom 4, and yet we're, a couple beyond that. Now, here's the only thing. We're coming off 5 losses. Have to bounce back. We have to get back into winning ways. Otherwise, that's where we're going to fall into trouble. So our next match is Sondale, who are currently last in the league and a -22. But we've played Sondale in the past, and, they've given us a difficult time. Now, the first time we played them this season, home win, 1-0. 1-0. Just beyond the hour mark, and we didn't play particularly great. Bergam, the only one with a really good rating. Janssen had a good day, and that helped anchor that defense and saw us through. Can we repeat on the road? That's another question, especially coming off of 5 losses in which you figure morale is going to be down a bit. Then you turn around and you have Strømsgodset at home. That's winnable, but they're one of the mid-table teams. But then you have HamKam. But again, we're on the road. So another bottom team, but all 3 of those come with their own challenge, right? The one home game is against the better of the 3, but then 2 road games against the harder ones. If we can get some results over the next month, I think by the time we get to Lillestrøm at home, you're looking at 3 points there. But not the easiest stretch coming up ahead of us. And these next 6 games are going to make or break the season. If we come out of these 6 with only 6 points or less, we're in trouble. If we don't get that form, back where it needs to be. But if we have 9, 10, 12 points through these 6 matches, 3 home, 3 away, then you're clearly looking at safety, over those last 2 months, no matter what happens. Not the easiest stretch the last 2 months, as a lot of the opponents are definitely of the better end. You've got Haugesund, you've got Mold, maybe a more approachable game in Sarpsborg, though all 3 of those are on the road. So not the easiest, but you can pull maybe 4 to 6 points over those last 7. If you get 6 out of 7, you're only dropping 1 point on that 1 per. So as long as we get above the 1 per, so like I said, about 9 points through here, we're fine. And should be, on the edge of that mid-table group and secure in the top flight. But it's all going to come down to the next 2 months and the next episode, because that's going to do it for this one. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.